So here you are, 16 years old. You have robbed this liquor store 3 times in a row. And at this point, the store owner is waiting on you. Mm-hmm. And he ain't waiting with no pea shooter. Mm-hmm. He got something that is used to protect the house. Mm-hmm. And he shoots you in your stomach with a 12 gauge. Mm-hmm. What's going on in your mind? Besides the dehydration, what's going on in your mind?
My secret's out.
You think?
Yeah, that was going on. Now everybody's gonna know what I was doing,
right,
and stuff like that, because now that everything has happened the way that it happened, and now my mom's gonna know that this was one of the reasons why I wanted to come down here every weekend, as
when
opposed
you say
to
come
be
down
home.
Here, what you mean?
Because I was in the area where my grandmother stayed.
Which is
it's in Augusta, but it's in a whole different part of town.
Gotcha. Hold on. Because at 16, what are you doing with this money?
Shopping. I've always been into clothes. I've always been
Whether you was stealing them or
into shoes. And then one of the reasons, one thing about, and my aunt used to always tell me, God bless her soul, she used to always say, "You really not cut out to be a thief." She said, because one of the things about it, we can tell when you done stole something. She said, because you go and take all the kids in the neighborhood shopping. She said, and that's how we knew that you had done something wrong. She
said, because, so you out buying ice cream for all everybody comes to the ice cream. Yep. Yep. Okay, so you got these 2 holes in your stomach, and you dehydrated. At some point, do you feel like you about to, besides your secret being out, do you feel like you about to pass away?
No. That even the thought of death never crossed my mind.
Okay.
And once they did that, and they, when the ambulance came, they came up with their theory. They took me to the hospital. They did surgery on me. Come to find out, nothing was damaged on the inside. So, from then, I just felt lucky. But it gave me a sense of, power, to where, even at a young age, I felt as if, it's like I was invincible at that point. And, so even though I had, from that point, when I went to the hospital, I never went back home because they took me straight to jail from it.
What jail did you go to?
I went to the Richmond County Law Enforcement Center.
Okay. Now, is this juvenile?
No, this the big jail.
And
they tell me that because when it happened, I had just turned 17. And when I had just turned 17, they say had I done it prior to that, I would have still been considered a juvenile.
So now, do you ever have to utilize a bag or none of that? This is just a straight shot.
Straight in, straight out.
So what are your charges?
Armed robbery.
Just like that.
Armed robbery, attempted armed robbery, possession of a firearm.
They don't try to tack on those other, because you was just there a couple of weeks ago.
They gave me the armed robbery for the one where I got shot. That was the attempt. Oh. And one of the previous charges was the armed robbery itself.
And one no denying the previous robbery.
And then that was one of the reasons why I don't believe I was cut out to do anything wrong either, because when they came over here and they was like, do this, oh, tell them this, tell them that. No, I did it.
Simple as that.
Off the top, I did it.
Yeah.
And I've never tried to hide the fact that I did it. Now, one of the things that I did do is the guy that was robbing with me, like y'all found me, it's your job to find him.
Right.
And stuff like that. So I wouldn't shed any light on who was with me, even though when it came time to go to court, they kept asking me, okay, who was with you? Do your job, go find him.
Did they ever find him? So he never put on handcuffs. Well, not for this noise. Okay, so when you do go to court, are we going to jury trial or are we playing out?
Well, I had a paid attorney,
Mm-hmm.
and with my paid attorney, he wanted to take it to trial. And me being a novice to this type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
especially in superior court,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, so what does it, what does it all entail?
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up, before we ended up going to trial, that's when they came with the plea deal.
Okay.
And so when they came with the plea deal, they came with 10 years,
Okay.
with 5 to be mandatory at the time.
Because at this particular time, the SB 440 is not in the play. The SB 440 doesn't come into play, which is the mandatory minimum.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come into play until 1995, January 1995.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. And then, but as a 17-year-old, how does 10 years, how does that sound to you?
It was suitable for the crime.
Okay.
It was suitable for the crime, and especially now when I look back at it, you ain't had no business taking your behind in those folks' stores, because everything you needed was right there in your household. So
yeah,
it was just, anytime you being greedy
mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, things happen when you being greedy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was. I was being greedy.
Do you remember the first person you met at the adult jail, or anybody that just sticks out?
Yeah, because when I first got there, it was a lot of old heads there.
Uh-huh.
It was some younger guys there too that actually ended up coming through Alto with me.
Okay.
And
you
they
remember
had
any of those names?
Mm-hmm. I had a homeboy by the name of Alvin Jackson.
Okay.
I had a homeboy by the name of Christopher McBride.
Mm-hmm.
I had a homeboy named Xavier Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
All of them ended up coming through Alto too. But now when I first got there, they were the young boys. We were all around the same age.
Right.
So they had been there for however long they had been there. So they had kind of like clicked up.
Okay.
When I got there, I was kind of new.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know anything about a click or any of that stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, of course, back during that time, you have to use a quarter for the phone.
Well, so where you get the quarters from?
You were given money. Like your family brought you money and stuff on Sundays.
Yeah.
And like when they brought you money for like commissary and stuff like that, they might bring you like $10, a roll of quarters, and that was your money that you used to call.
Oh man.
To use the phone and stuff like that.
So they would bring you your money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every Sunday you were allowed, I think, up to like $50.
Yeah.
And some of it can be in quarters for the phone, and then the rest of it can be in bills for like your snacks and all that stuff there.
Okay, so can you describe, because the Alto that I know is way different from the Alto. Even prison is different. And there's some people that come after me when they describe what's going on. Or when I see it, I'm just like, bro, the whole time I was locked up, I never saw a cell phone. I heard about one, but I never saw one. And it was a different type of organization. Like, if that flow wasn't buff and them shoes weren't shine, it's an ass whooping coming somewhere. And somebody going to the hole. Believe that. And when they clear the hole out, they gonna fill it back up. So how would you describe? Hold on. Do you go to Jacksonville? You don't go to Jackson.
I go straight to Alto because Alto had their own diagnostics.
Okay. What year is this?
1990.
This is 1990. And you go to Alto. And what is your first memory of
Alto?
Yeah.
My first memory of going through Alto is, first of all, when you get there, they shave your head. They run the clippers over your whole face.
Yep.
They go shave your head, your eyebrows, the eyelashes. If you got fuzz around your mouth, they go get all of that.
They hit your eyelashes too?
Yeah, they got your eyelash. They got everything.
Yeah, they used to let keep our eyebrow.
They shave everything.
Cause lice.
They ran the clippers over your whole face.
Yeah. And then they hit it with that stupid ass powder.
Hit you with that powder. Put you in the shower. Hit you with that powder. Yep. And hit.
What's going on in your mind when all your hair gone?
This I mean, welcome to the big house,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And we got there and they took us through that. And I think at the time I was in like dorm 6 of, I think 246 was diagnostics. And I was in dorm 6, and we got there, and then the officer pull us out there and tell us, say, let us know, the rules of how things worked in Alto.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things he said when he took us out there was, if you go in here, don't take anything from anybody, don't borrow nothing from nobody, and stuff like that. So no sooner as we walk out there from having that discussion, and I walk back in, on my bed, I see some cheese and wheat crackers. I see a cup soup and a Pepsi Cola in the can
Hmm.
on my bed.
Before you even, this day one.
This was probably around day 3,
Okay.
because we had gotten there like on a Friday, I want to say. So
Mm-hmm.
that Monday when they came in, and after that weekend, they talked to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So this was probably like day 3. And he was like, if you see anything, you knock it off your bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there, and there was a soup, some crackers, and a Pepsi Cola
Mm-hmm.
on my bed.
Okay.
I went straight to the hot water spigot with that soup.
Okay.
I went to the hot water spigot and I asked them, "Can I have some ice?" They gave me some ice. I drank that Pepsi Cola, poured them soups, that cookie in that soup, and
Yeah.
I ate it.
Everything.
And I was like, "Whoever gave me this, I appreciate it."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because I didn't know anything at the time of what they was telling us what it meant.
Yeah.
But I already knew that I ain't had no problem fighting. You were gonna
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
fight me if whether I won or lost.
Yeah.
So because I didn't ask you for anything, but that was my mindset.
Now, for the people who don't know and they just tuned in,
Mm-hmm.
what does it mean when somebody leave Pepsi, some cookies, and a soup on your bed?
That they're finding some sort of attraction for you,
Mm-hmm.
and when you eat it, they want it back.
Mm-hmm.
It rather in, and they're not talking about in the form that
It
they
came.
gave it to you in.